If it wasn't for women in war and maybe politicians, I'm pretty sure fellas would still be living in caves or sheds. Because I'm more happy living in this quasi-filth in my shed. I'm probably more calm out here than I am in my home, and that's probably a shame. Watches in the shed. And so with that being said, living in a shed or being in your shed, I don't know if that's universal. I know it is in Newfoundland, but the shed, man, it's a fella's escape. I don't know if it's a rec room for you, your den, but man, if it wasn't for a shed, it's a place to go and clear your brain. Just be, clear the noise sometimes. And admittedly, that can also be outdoors on a hike, on a walk, on your ATV. So, watches, what have I done lately? Whew. That just wants to tilt sideways on me. Let me see if I can wedge that. There we go. Watches, wow. I sold a bunch. Let's see if I can remember. A Tissot Le Coutier quartz chronograph I bought in New York in 2013, 2014. The Panerai replica that I modified to remove the dial. So the dial and handset was replaced. That's gone. A Courgeot Seamaster sterile dial. That's gone. I didn't even post this one on my channel that I had it. I think it was on my Instagram. Grupo Gamma. That's gone. Vanguard, the PVD one. That's 4. A Seiko SKX009J. Again, I bought them as a pair. 007J and a 009J. Pristine condition, no boxes, no original straps. Those are both sold. Didn't even have time. I didn't take the time to put them on the channel. I know I'm missing more. Hamilton khaki automatic. H70 355 or 55533. I'll put it right here somewhere. And an Alpha. The Alpha was on the channel. That's gone. So the Alpha and the Hamilton went together to Callan. Thank you so much, Callan. I think he got a smoking deal, but, I'm biased. And then 6 other watches, the ones I started listing there a moment ago, those all went. Plus some money saved up. I've been poking and squirreling away money. What else did I sell? I know I sold more. Anyways. Let's see if that focuses. Bell&Ross BR-V2-92 in the military green, sort of like a khaki beige almost. There you go. Right now it's on a Popov leather Zulu single pass. Let's get that in there. And so I picked this up from my buddy Paul. Paul is a local guy I've met over the last number of years, and I've bought a number of watches off him. The Orient was one of them. My Orient Diver, Pro Diver 300 meter, which I still have. Got that. So let's take a look at the Bell. So here we go. BR-V2-92. So it's a Bell&Ross vintage 2-92. The numbering stuff I'm still getting used to. I'm excited, still excited. I've been almost 2 weeks wearing the watch. Yeah, almost 2 weeks. Every day wearing the watch. Anyways, we'll get into it. Here it is. Box. So I bought it from another guy who had it. The watch was pristine. The box had a little bit of damage to it. No big deal. And there's the pamphlet for it, like an owner's manual. He bought it secondhand. He bought it from a gray market dealer. Perpetual Time, I believe, potentially out of Italy. Let's see what we've got here. Inner box has a very cool push button release. So there's the bell&Ross. So that's a good size. Bell&Ross button. Press here to release it. Whoops. There we go. So there's the Marine Nationale Erica's Originals. Signed Bell&Ross. And it has the Bell&Ross bracelet. So he bought that separate from the watch, add on a $700. So from CW Sellers is where the watch came from when he bought it. But then again, you know what? Hell if I know, because CW Sellers, and then I've got this card from WatchMax, and then I've got this other bunch called Perpetual Time. But pretty stoked. The bracelet has never been on the watch. It's still got the solid end links and pins inside the bag. Will I put it on? I don't know. I should, I suppose. It is my watch for now, forever. From now on, so Bell&Ross inside. So that's some of the goodies in the box. Here you go. Put it all away. Now, if I get into the watch a little bit, let's see. So, really is something else. It's got, it's all vintagey vibes. It's a bi-directional bezel. There you go, bi-directional, nice solid tactile clicking. It's got sapphire front and back. Let's this leather strap is quite the fit. So there's the what I suspect to be a Sellita SW300-1, based on the bit of research I've done. It is the Bell&Ross caliber 302. There you go. What? There we go. Now, so it definitely has the vintage vibes. I hate to compare watches to each other, but this one has a little bit of everything that I was looking for. The vintage look, these broadsword hands, a three-hander, Arabic numerals, the 36912, love it. I always want a date window. And so the date window, let's see. There you go. Yeah, it's Saturday the 19th. So you can see Bell&Ross printed at the 12. Automatic water resistance, 100 meters there, just above the 6. Swiss made below the 6. This is Le Chaux de France. Le Chaux de France, Switzerland. The bezel is an anodized aluminum. The crystal, I already said it's sapphire, but it's got a nice dome to it. I don't know if it's called a top hat, but it's definitely a wonderful dome. Vintagey feel. Have I already scratched it? That's awesome. I think I had. Nope. No, I didn't. Alrighty. Screw down crown, signed with the and symbol for the Bell&Ross. Let's just turn that right there. So the Bell&Ross water resistance, 100 meters. with the screw down crown. It's for me, it is the truest definition of everything I wanted in a watch. The side profile, it's very slim. It's got all the vintagey vibes that I'm looking for right now. Seem to be the big thing for me. Screw down crown. Love the crown guards. There's that side profile again. Superior loom. All the hands, all the indices and markers, plus the 100 meters are all printing there are all loomed. None of the bezel. And I am just really stoked about this piece. So, how did I get here? Jeff Healy's playing on the radio. I hope you can't hear it while my guitar gently weeps. Stellar sound, by the way. So, distracted? Yes. Back to the watch. I have been in an acquisition, buy, sell, flip, trade 2 years. And this past 2021, I bought a bunch again. Late 2021, September forward, I bought a bunch. And just wasn't feeling it. And boy, was I having a problem with the daily scroll. Jeff McMahon talks about the lizard brain that we have. Yes, we do. So, it was almost painful, and I was becoming really aware of how much scrolling and content I was consuming, and it was tiresome. So I had to give it up. And one day I got it in my head to sell off a bunch. I realized that I had saved up a bit of cash. I was at around $700-800 and was really feeling it, that maybe I should do the stretch for a watch that I would never have thought I could have afforded. So I put up a bunch of watches for sale, which I talked about earlier. Sold all those watches, ended up at about $1,300, along with the 7. So I was sitting at 2. Simple math, I know. And as luck should have it, that bell&Ross, sorry, it's right here just off camera. As luck should have it, the bell&Ross came up for sale locally. I managed to get in contact with Paul, and through some conversations was just able to pick it up from him. He had it up for sale. I did get it for $2,000. That was his advertised price at the time. The watch is pristine by all accounts. I could not be happier. It hasn't come off my wrist since. And the big thing that I wanted to talk about at the end here was how I'm not scrolling as much, almost at all. I had about 20 searches saved on my Kijiji profile. I've deleted all but one, and that's just a local Newfoundland search, pre-filters, a saved search on Kijiji. But otherwise, I've stopped looking. The rest of my watches have sat in the watch cases that I have, display cases, at the house. And this bell&Ross means quite a lot to me. This year is my 20-year. Sorry. This year is my 20-year work anniversary. 20 years. April 2022, it will represent 20 years working in the oil industry. And that's a lot. The last 7 years I've been a contractor, and I've managed to survive a lot of cuts in the oil and gas industry, and I'm very thankful for that. I didn't do that on my own. I'm sure I've got a lot of people to thank for that. So, as nervous as I was spending $2,000, it all came from money I saved up from birthdays, Christmas gifts, gifts in general. The sale of other watches, even watches that were gifts to me, have been sold. So this Bell&Ross represents a lot to me. It won't be going anywhere. I've talked about getting it engraved, and then I realized that the case back is Sapphire, so there will be very little chance of that. But Bob, over at Time to Go Travel with Timepieces, Bob mentioned having it engraved between the lugs. And so that is something I'm looking into with the team at Diamond Design Newfoundland. So Diamond Design, Terrace on the Square, Paul Blackwood, shout out to Paul Blackwood there. And his group is something I'm trying to look into, potentially getting done with them. So that's on the watch head. You know, I don't know, 2002-2022, you know, JCA, my initials, and then, you know, I'll know what it means. It means a lot to me. So 20 years of work in a single, I guess, career, as it were. All right, this one's really long. I think I've done it in a bunch of different clips, and now I'm going to have to edit it and put it together. So Bell&Ross BR-V2-92 represents at least 8 watches that I've sold out of my collection, and I think I still have 12. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around my channel, and maybe more time in the shed. I'm getting ready to put some modifications on my ATV. What do you know? Modifications on watches and modifications on ATVs. So, maybe that type of content mixed with watches in the shed. Hoping to get some more of that. Anyways, I've got to go.